Hello viewers, welcome back to our Critics Tech channel. On 23rd August, the United States Food and Drug Administration USFDA authorized the first Covid-19 vaccine. The vaccine was previously known as the Pfizer BioNTech Covid-19 vaccine. It will now be marketed under the brand name Comirnaty, and the vaccine will be used for the prevention of COVID in individuals 16 years of age and older. In today's video, we will discuss some points which are pertaining with the US FDA's approval of Pfizer's COVID vaccine. But let me start by asking my viewers to watch this video without scrolling. If you are really curious about the narrative behind Pfizer's COVID vaccine's FDA clearance, you should watch this video all the way through. Our Critics Tech has tried to highlight the relationship between the government authorities and the big pharma, including those in the United States of America. First and foremost, an introduction to the US FDA is required, even if most of the viewers of this channel are aware of this. The second and probably more interesting issue is to consider how long it typically takes for a medicine to be approved by the US FDA, since Pfizer's COVID vaccine has been approved in no time. The third and the most significant topic to cover is the US FDA's drug development and approval process, and whether Pfizer's COVID vaccine has gone through all these processes or not. And last but not least, does FDA approval guarantee the safety of a drug? So let's start with the first point, the introduction to US FDA. The US FDA is a government regulatory agency within the US Department of Health and Human Services. The Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, CDER, is a science-led body under the United States Food and Drug Administration, which is popularly known as FDA. And FDA is in charge, along with CDER, of reviewing the drug approval process before a drug is marketed. The CDER and FDA conduct a thorough examination of each drug with the help of an independent team of clinicians and scientists who assess the drug's safety, efficacy, and labeling. Following approval, the FDA continues to monitor new pharmaceutical products to ensure they remain safe and effective. Before making a decision, the FDA does not test the medicine itself. However, as a part of the approval procedure, the agency inspects the facility where the medicine would be made or would be produced. Vaccines and biologics also follow the same basic route as that of pharmaceuticals. So, this is a brief introduction about the US FDA. Now, the second topic for discussion is how long it typically takes for a medicine to be approved by the US FDA. Viewers, please note, the entire research, development, and approval procedure can take between 12 to 15 years. Only 5 compounds out of every 5,000 that undergo preclinical testing make it to human testing. Only one of these 5 compounds that goes through human trials is approved. According to the Tufts Center for the Study of Drug Development, it costs a manufacturer more than $2.6 billion to bring a new drug from the laboratory to the pharmacy shelf. However, in 1992, the Prescription Drug User Fee Act, or PDUFA, was passed in the United States, allowing the FDA to collect payments from corporations, drug corporations, in order to speed the drug approval process. According to the FDA, PDUFA has enabled the Food and Drug Administration authorities to provide access to innovative drugs as quickly as or faster than any place else in the world. Since the passage of PDUFA in 1992, more than 1,000 medicines and biologics have entered into the market. This Act, PDUFA, establishes two approval timelines. One is standard review and the second is priority review. The purpose of standard review is to complete the approval process for a medicine in 10 months. And this type of evaluation is given to a medicine that provides little or no improvement over other therapies already available on the market. Next is priority review, which is for a medicine that produces significant advancements in the treatment or provide treatment where no one previously existed. The FDA aims to complete the drug approval procedure in 6 months under this process. Furthermore, FDA provides an accelerated approval pathway for selective medications which are used to treat serious and life-threatening conditions for which there is no suitable treatment. One disadvantage of the accelerated approval process is that it allows a new drug application to be granted before the drug's effectiveness are fully tested. You can definitely agree with me that a drug's effectiveness should be fully tested, and this step is normally required. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine may have been licensed through this approach, that is accelerated approval process, without being tested for efficacy. And virologists across the world are concerned about the vaccine's unknown side effects and the perplexed durability assumption in which no one can guarantee how long the vaccine will be effective in protecting against COVID-19. So with the completion of this second point, now let's focus on the third and the most significant topic, the USFDA's drug development and approval process. First of all, let's look at this chart. This chart summarizes the process of bringing a medicine to the market, from first testing through final FDA approval. A critic's take acknowledges its gratitude to the independent institute for providing this chart. Let us now go over the chart in greater details. Drug companies are constantly analyzing thousands of chemicals in search of those with medicinal promise. Preclinical testing, which completes the drug's synthesis and purification, and limited animal testing. Preclinical testing takes nearly 6 to 7 years, and out of 5,000 compounds evaluated under preclinical testing, approximately 5 will appear promising enough. This will prompt the company to submit an investigational new drug application with FDA called IND. If the IND is approved by the FDA and by an institutional review board, the manufacturer may begin the first stage of development. So the IND stage comes next. The IND stage is divided into 3 phases. In phase 1, clinical trials are undertaken with healthy people to determine the drug's basic characteristics and safety profile in humans. The medicine often remains in this stage for 1 or 2 years. In phase 2, efficacy trials begin when the medicine is provided to volunteers from the target population. At the conclusion of phase 2, the manufacturer meets with FDA officials to discuss the development process, ongoing human testing, any concerns the FDA may have, and the guidelines for phase 3 trial, which is often the most comprehensive and expensive stage of drug development. The IND stage lasts around 7 years. When phase 3 is completed, the manufacturer submits a new drug application called NDA. The NDA review process normally takes 1 or 2 years. So, the overall time for drug development and approval is around 9 years, including the stage of IND and NDA. During the NDA stage, the FDA consults expert advisory committees to obtain a broader range of advice on drug safety, efficacy, and labeling. When the medicine is approved, it can be marketed with FDA approved labeling. The FDA also collects safety data as the drug is taken and adverse events are recorded. FDA may seek modifications in labeling or issue statements in media when new contraindications emerge. If adverse effects appear to be systematic and serious, the FDA may withdraw a product from the market. Here I would like to share some fascinating statistics with my viewers. In 1980s, the typical drug was subjected to 30 clinical trials involving approximately 1,500 participants to get FDA's approval for any new drug. By the mid-90s, the typical drug had to go through more than 60 clinical trials involving approximately 5,000 individuals. However, in the case of Pfizer's COVID vaccine, the FDA approved an emergency use authorization during December last year based on only one clinical trial. And to support the FDA's approval decision, the FDA reviewed updated data from the same clinical trial, which supported the emergency use authorization in December last year, and included a longer duration follow-up and a larger clinical trial population. As a result, it cannot be completely ruled out that the FDA's clearance of Pfizer's COVID vaccination was flawed. And now, to answer today's final question, does FDA approval guarantee a drug safety? According to the FDA's website, the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research (CDER) has to ensure that the drugs marketed in the United States of America are safe and effective. But CDER does not test drugs. The Center's Office of Testing and Research conducts limited research in the areas of drug quality, safety, and effectiveness. It is the responsibility of the company to test a drug and submit evidence that it is safe and effective. Such data provided by the drug manufacturing company along with the proposed labeling are reviewed by a team of CDER physicians, scientists, chemists, pharmacologists, and other scientists. Interestingly, according to an article titled "Misplaced Trust" published in DrugWatch, FDA approval does not guarantee safety. Critics say Big Pharma funds FDA reviews of new drugs, creating a conflict of interest. The agency is too focused on approving drugs to appease Big Pharma, and it lacks the proper authority and funding to protect the public. Viewers, Now it's time to wrap up today's conversations. Those who were celebrating the FDA's approval of Pfizer's vaccine as a breakthrough in the fight against COVID-19 must have come to a halt after watching this video. I hope you had a good time watching this episode. If you liked the video, please press the like button and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe right now. See you on the next episode of A Critic's Take. Thank you.